What's up, YouTube? It's Rome, aka Instagram's favorite dad, here with my wife Felicia, back for another video. Really quickly, if you have not already subscribed to my channel, subscribe to Felicia's channel, which will be linked down below, and follow us on Instagram. So today, we're going to be talking about 2020. Here we are at the last day of 2020. It was quite the year, a lot of anger, a lot of sadness, some happy moments too, but we're about to get into that. Yeah. Growth, definitely growth. But I'm gonna start by posing the question, what was your happiest moment of 2020?
Happiest moment, it's like 2 in 1. So it was becoming a family of 3.
Yes.
You know, just bringing Kalia into this world. But because she came into this world, it was in the hospital for quite a bit. The true happiest moment was bringing her home, which would have been June 25th. That was when we were officially just a family, and that meant the world to me.
See, you kind of stole my answer.
I think there's going to be so much to say.
I'm going to pivot a little bit because I'm going to throw an S on there and say moment. So, of course, my happiest moment was becoming a father, hands down. She's coming out. She's living, she's breathing. We got a whole baby.
I know. We still have moments.
She looked like me too. So she act like me too. So that was my happiest moment. But, you know, there were some other happy moments in there, of course. Got a new job. During the holiday season, we gave back for Thanksgiving. We fed 9 families, 40 people total for Thanksgiving, which was like the dopest thing ever. But also my Seahawks won the division, and we are right on our way. Russell Wilson out there killing it for us. That's a happy moment.
Okay,
we got to
keep that. I didn't realize we can do plurals. Okay,
listen, it's my channel, so I'm gonna do the plural. I'm gonna let her do the one, so she don't be taking my stuff. So segueing in, you know, we have the happiest moment. What was the saddest moment for you for 2020?
Saddest moment was delivering Clea. And then being apart, you know, you guys having to go in that separate room and she wasn't breathing, to intubate her, and Rome was like by her side the whole time. And I was in the hospital. You guys went off to Seattle Children's, and it was like 18 hours from delivery to being reunited. And that was so frustrating because I was still trying to heal and they wouldn't let me go that night. So I slept over at the hospital and I had my mom there, and babies in all these other rooms were crying. And it was one of those moments where I was like, I wish my baby was here crying next to me. And that was, you said frustrating, but I guess it was frustrating, sad. It was a combination of both, but it was definitely a struggle. And I think it's made what my happiest moment feel even more rewarding, just to know the battle we went through to get there. Yeah,
for sure. My saddest moment by far was watching her getting wheeled away for surgery. Every single time we saw her in that hospital bed, doctors wheeling her away, and now, you know, it's out of our control at that point. We can't see what's going on. And one of the surgeries, she was even crying right before she went back. So she kind of felt that we weren't with her anymore. And that really, really, really ate me up. But I mean, there, you know, again, not trying to harp on it. It's sad with COVID-19 and everything that's happening with that. It's sad with
not being able to see family.
Not being able to see family, what's happening with our economy. But one of the other really, really sad and frustrating points is the racial inequality and the social injustice in this country.
Jacob Blake, Breonna Taylor. I mean, the list goes on.
Say all their names. But the crazy part about it is, you know, I had my own run-in with the police back in 2015. And so it just hits home so much harder. And now you're scrolling through social media and some of the people you grew up with, you see their lack of support or some of the things that they're saying. And you kind of look sideways like, you know, I wouldn't expect you to be like that. And so it really opened up my eyes. And that was, you know, not only sad, but frustrating that there's a whole lot of people around us that are selfish and feel these ways. And of course, going forward, we're going to get away with that. But last thing, I think, no, actually one more. So what was the biggest lesson 2020 taught you?
Okay, so 2020 taught me so many things, but as I get one thing to talk about, so mine would be thinking about Kalia's story and realizing that we have to kind of stay in our lane. I got caught up in the comparison game of other parents and families being able to bring their kid home, or looking so happy, and being able to do things that I want to do with my daughter. And our story looks so different. You know, we were in the hospital. I could barely hold her at times. And so having to realize that don't get so caught up in comparing yourself to others, and that your story can be different, but it still is beautiful. You know, ours is not what they consider normal, but it's still so rewarding. And so breaking down those stereotypes and breaking down what we perceive as normal, what we perceive as like beautiful and amazing, and realizing that there's so much things I have to be happy and joyful for. Yes. And it's my story, and not to get caught up, because 2020 has been a roller coaster, but we've had some true blessings happen, and we can't get caught up in our blessings that look like others, because they're the right blessings for us.
Yes. I think my biggest lesson is finding out not only how strong I am, but how strong you are. And I have to say, I have to, you know, come and admit that what you did and how strong you were this year, it surprised me. I was not, you know, I normally, you know, a little bit of context. Normally, I'm the strong person. I hold up the foundation, but we can't, with all of this going on with our daughter, we had the sit down of me early on being like, Falesha, you take your time, you be emotional, you do everything you need to do.
See, I'm the emotional one.
And I'll be strong for us. I'll lead us through. And of course, you know, there was a time where that flipped. I was down. My self-esteem was at the lowest point ever. I didn't have confidence in anything. I didn't think I could do anything. But the one thing I knew I was succeeding in was fatherhood. And what helped is you and other people kind of holding me up in my darkest time. And so now that, you know, now that I know that we really are like Jordan and Pippen, or LeBron and Kyrie, or Steph and Clay,
or Phil Jackson and Jordan.
Yeah, sure. Whatever one you want to say. Now that I know that I can throw up the alley-oop and you gonna dunk that shit, it's helpful.
As you see with the basketball stuff behind us, everything has to do with sports.
Of course it does.
Okay, you didn't tell me you were going to be all...
But
I
2021.
Will say, hold on.
All right.
The growth...
Don't interrupt Black women when they're talking.
No, okay, so you shared the lesson. I guess I'm going to flip it and say one thing that I've seen in you is growth. I mean, you have become a father, and like you said, you've been able to handle a lot of things that have come your way, but you've been vulnerable more than I've ever seen you be before. And it's been amazing to watch you grow as a man, as a husband, as a friend, as a person, just all the different elements. And you saw some flaws and you were like, nah, I got to change that. You saw generational things that happened and you said, no, I got to change that. So I've seen a lot of growth for you, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you. 2021. In a few hours, we're going to be in a new year, and it's actually the start of the decade. What people don't know, people thought that the decade actually started.
Sorry, I know everyone's doing their decade recaps.
But the decade actually starts tomorrow. So, 2021, what are you most looking forward to?
Oh, I'm looking forward to, I said growth before, but I guess it would continue off of that, and some normalcy. I don't know if that's the right word, but like routine and calmness in our life. We're out of the hospital and we've only been home for 6 months. And so I'm just excited we don't have any surgeries planned. It's just like looking forward to a full year of seeing Kalia grow and hit milestones, kind of settle into my job and career and our family and create some traditions. And so just family and seeing us grow as a family, because I truly felt like we got robbed of quite a bit of time with the hospital.
For sure.
So just a full year of that, because Callie being home for 6 months, she's done some big things. And to think about for a whole calendar year for that to happen, like, yeah. So I don't even know what the word is, but I guess it would stem around growth and like just a family unit becoming stronger.
Okay. So can I preach real quick, Deaconess? Can I talk my shit real quick? Okay, so 2021, I'm most looking forward to these 3 things. Well, maybe really 4 things. I want to continue the strength in building a wall to insulate my family. I want to continue to make sure that my family is good, both financially, mentally, physically,
where the money resides,
all the things. But what I really, really, really want to preach and what I'm looking forward to in 2021, ownership. Ownership is at the top level of what I want to do for 2021. It's time that we take some of the ownership back on things. And so I'm putting this out there for accountability purposes. I told myself in 2021, I'm going to be an intellectual entrepreneur. What that means, I'm going to be selling ebooks. I'm going to be selling courses. I'm going to be selling the knowledge that I just give away, which partly, you know, because not necessarily for monetary reasons and, you know, to build this huge nest egg or anything like that. Because that is, I'm not going to lie, that is part of it. Me and my daughter both cannot get life insurance from a third party. So we have to create our own life insurance nest egg. But I want to give people the tools, my people, your people, all people. I want to give them the tools to start creating wealth on their own. I want to give them the tools so when a recession happens or another pandemic happens, they have all the tools they need to build their business. They have the confidence they need to start their business. So I really want to provide those tools for people, because really that's how we start to shape a better world. And outside of that, giving. I want to give more. We're going to be very present in the giving space. What you saw for Thanksgiving, what you saw for Christmas and our supply donation and present donation, you're going to see a lot more of that. We're going to be doing fundraisers. You know, hopefully the pandemic cooperates some and we're able to get outside and start doing some stuff. But we're going to be doing all that. We're going to raise money. Like, I have a goal of how much money I want to raise for 2021. I'm not going to say it because it's pretty lofty, and those who know me know that my goals are out of the screen lofty. But I really want to make sure all of these things happen and just continue the conversation of mental health. I know I kind of talked about with my family before, but really mental health is everything. And if you have not, after everything that went on just in 2020, if you have not, I would advise you to go find a therapist. There are resources that you can use to get counseling and go talk to someone. It is the best thing in the world. And that's where I saw the most growth in myself, is by seeking that. And so those are the things that I'm really, really, really looking forward to in 2021. But of course, more content is coming because we're just going to keep it going. So again, thank you guys for joining us.
And
make sure to subscribe. Go ahead.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy 2021. We will see y'all next year with more.